Welcome to Chaiki House Home Decor Ideas, your go-to destination for inspiring, creative, and budget-friendly home decor ideas. Whether you're looking to transform a single room, redecorate your entire home, or just add a personal touch to your space, we've got you covered. What you'll find here: DIY projects to elevate your home on a budget. Tips for modern, minimalistic, and eclectic decor styles. Seasonal and holiday-themed decor ideas. Storage solutions and organizational hacks. Trending design ideas for every corner of your home. At Chaiki House, we believe that your home is a reflection of your personality, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune to make it beautiful. Join our growing community of decor enthusiasts and let's turn your house into a home that you'll love every day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Share your creativity and connect with us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Farmhouse interior vintage design is all about creating a cozy, welcoming atmosphere with a touch of nostalgic charm. This design style blends the rustic simplicity of country living with vintage elements that tell a story. It's a perfect way to combine old-world charm with modern comfort, resulting in a warm and inviting home. Farmhouse vintage interiors are characterized by distressed furniture, natural materials, and a neutral color palette that reflects a sense of calm and comfort. The beauty of this style lies in its imperfections, as aged wood, weathered metals, and soft fabrics come together to create a lived-in feel that's both elegant and relaxed. The foundation of any farmhouse vintage interior begins with a calming color palette. Soft whites, warm beiges, muted grays, and earthy tones dominate this style. These shades create a neutral backdrop that allows vintage furnishings and decor pieces to stand out. Accents of soft blues, sage greens, and dusty pinks can be added to introduce warmth and personality without overwhelming the space. The key is to stick to colors that feel natural and understated, enhancing the overall sense of tranquility. Reclaimed wood is a staple of farmhouse vintage interiors. Whether it's used for flooring, ceiling beams, or furniture pieces, the worn and weathered look of reclaimed wood adds character and authenticity to the space. Consider using reclaimed wood for a dining table, shelving, or even a headboard. The natural imperfections of the wood, knots, cracks, and faded paint, tell a story and add depth to the room. This rustic element contrasts beautifully with soft fabrics and vintage accents, creating a balanced and harmonious look. No farmhouse vintage home is complete without vintage furniture and antiques. Look for pieces with a distressed finish, ornate carvings, or unique shapes that reflect the charm of a bygone era. Flea markets, antique stores, and thrift shops are treasure troves for finding one-of-a-kind pieces like an old farmhouse table, a vintage armoire, or a weathered rocking chair. Mixing different styles and eras creates an eclectic yet cohesive feel that enhances the nostalgic atmosphere. Soft, cozy textiles are essential for creating a welcoming farmhouse vibe. Layer different textures using natural materials like linen, cotton, and wool. Think chunky knit throws, linen slipcovers, and vintage quilts. Adding plenty of pillows and soft, neutral tones helps to create a comfortable and inviting space. Don't be afraid to mix patterns like stripes, florals, and checks. As long as the colors remain consistent, the mix will feel harmonious rather than chaotic. Lighting plays a key role in setting the tone for a farmhouse vintage interior. Choose fixtures made of aged metals, distressed wood, or clear glass to enhance the rustic charm. A wrought iron chandelier over a dining table, industrial-style pendant lights in the kitchen, or vintage-inspired sconces in the hallway add warmth and character to the space. Opt for warm, soft lighting rather than harsh white lights to maintain a cozy atmosphere. The kitchen is often the heart of a farmhouse vintage home. Open shelving, distressed cabinets, and a farmhouse sink are classic elements that define this style. Consider using subway tiles with dark grout for a vintage touch. Wooden countertops, brass or copper fixtures, and vintage-inspired hardware complete the look. Display vintage dishes, glass jars, and old cutting boards to create an authentic lived-in feel. An oversized wooden dining table surrounded by mismatched chairs adds to the charm and invites family gatherings. A vintage-style bathroom can be achieved with the right mix of textures and materials. A clawfoot bathtub, a pedestal sink, and vintage-style faucets bring old-world charm to the space. White subway tiles, beadboard walls, and a distressed wood vanity create a timeless look. Add soft touches with lace-trimmed towels, glass apothecary jars, and antique mirrors. A weathered wooden stool or a vintage ladder for hanging towels adds a rustic touch. Walls in a farmhouse vintage home should feel curated rather than decorated. Consider using a mix of vintage-inspired art, old photographs, and weathered signs. Framed botanical prints, antique clocks, and repurposed windows make beautiful statement pieces. A gallery wall of mismatched frames or a large vintage mirror adds depth and personality. Wall-mounted shelves made from reclaimed wood can display books, plants, and small decorative items. Incorporating greenery and natural elements brings life and freshness to a farmhouse vintage interior. Potted plants, fresh flowers, and herbs in vintage containers add color and vibrancy. Woven baskets, wooden bowls, and stoneware vases introduce organic textures that enhance the rustic feel. Consider hanging dried flowers or creating a centerpiece with foraged branches and pine cones for a seasonal touch. The living room is where comfort and style come together in a farmhouse vintage home. A large slipcovered sofa, a reclaimed wood coffee table, and a vintage trunk used as storage create a cozy gathering space. Layer in soft throws, floor cushions, and vintage rugs to make the space inviting. A stone fireplace or a wood-burning stove enhances the cozy atmosphere, while built-in shelving displays curated vintage finds and personal mementos. A farmhouse vintage bedroom should feel like a peaceful retreat. An iron bed frame, crisp white linens, and a quilted throw create a relaxed and timeless feel. Add a distressed wooden dresser and vintage bedside tables for character. Hanging lace curtains and a vintage chandelier add softness and elegance. Layered rugs and soft lighting complete the cozy, inviting atmosphere. The entryway sets the tone for the rest of the home. A vintage bench, a weathered coat rack, and a distressed console table create a welcoming entrance. Add a basket for shoes and a vintage mirror to reflect light and add character. A few well-placed hooks for hats and scarves keep the space functional and charming. A simple vase of fresh flowers or greenery adds a cheerful touch. Farmhouse vintage style is all about giving new life to old items. Repurpose an old door into a headboard, turn a wooden crate into a coffee table, or use vintage mason jars as light fixtures. Upcycling not only adds character and uniqueness to your home, but also aligns with the sustainable and resourceful spirit of farmhouse living. To avoid making your farmhouse vintage home feel outdated, it's important to strike a balance between old and new. Pair vintage furniture with modern accents like sleek lighting or contemporary art. Mixing textures and styles creates a layered, dynamic look that feels both timeless and fresh. This blend of past and present keeps the space feeling vibrant and full of personality. Creating a farmhouse vintage interior is about embracing imperfection and celebrating history. The charm lies in the details, the worn edges of a wooden table, the softness of a vintage quilt, and the patina of an antique mirror. By mixing rustic elements with vintage finds, you can create a home that feels both stylish and deeply personal. Whether you're decorating a single room or transforming your entire home, farmhouse vintage design offers endless opportunities for creativity and comfort.